I'd like to draw to the attention of the House the life of the wonderful Margaret Jean Nicol. Margaret was born on the 24th of July 1943 and sadly passed away on the 31st of January this year, aged 81 years. She was a proud member of the local community in Athelston, Morialta and Campbelltown in South Australia. We were in attendance at the Darragh House last week for her funeral service, and it was well attended by friends and family and so many people she had worked with from across the community, including her friends at Seroptimists, her friends through Kiwanis, in particular the Athelston Kiwanis Club, her friends and people who respected and remembered her fondly from local government. She served the community for a decade on the Campbelltown Councillor. I saw former Mayor Max Amber, former Campbelltown councillors including Neville Grigg and indeed former Campbelltown councillor and current Tea Tree Gully Mayor Marika Ryan and others. Margaret had an interest in politics beyond her local community, a focus on supporting people who she considered were adding to the community in all sorts of ways, and that was reflected not only, I trust, in my attendance, but also through that of a former member for Norwood, Vinnie Ceccarello, former member of the Legislative Council, Carmel Zolo. On Monday I was with Cavaliere John De Fede on Radio Italiana 531, and he was reflecting, as a former colleague of hers on the Campbelltown Council, his own disappointment that he missed the funeral, but we were able to share with listeners of Radio Italiana some of those experiences, that so many of their listeners, of course, were her constituents representing the Gorge Ward in Campbelltown Council. I first met Margaret 25 years ago and got to know her well over the last 15. She became a family friend. She and my mum Veronica would attend meetings together. They would occasionally attend concerts together. Margaret was an avid supporter of the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra and enjoyed public engagements. She was regular at quiz nights. She would always have somebody new to introduce you to or some engaging, interesting story to tell. She had a contribution to make invariably. At the funeral, the family in their presentation had a note which I'd like to share with the House. Margaret will be remembered for her unashamed curiosity, her unstoppable nattering, her unrestrained love of colour, her unsurpassed care for others, her unrelenting addiction to experience and unwavering passion to include. She was the loving wife of Stuart, passed away a little over a decade ago, the beloved mother of Alistair and Graham, the loved auntie of Melanie, Deborah and Phil. I knew Margaret fairly well. I hadn't seen her, however, very much over the last year or two, and for that I'm sorry. I'm absolutely going to miss her, as will so many from our community, but not in any way in comparison to how much her family will miss her. My thoughts are with them. I'm sure the thoughts of the House are with all of those members of her family. We offer their condolences and respect. Vale, Margaret Nicol.